Well, today we're looking at the Audi S3. We've never had an S3 in Canada before. We had an A3, but that was a 5-door hatchback version, and that version isn't even sold here anymore. This is the way it comes. You get a 4-door version, and it only comes with an automatic transmission. More on that in a moment. But what is the S3? This is the performance-oriented version of the Audi A3. It's built on the same platform as the Volkswagen Golf, and that platform called MQB is spreading throughout the Volkswagen Group family of vehicles, and this shares the same engine and drivetrain as the Volkswagen Golf R. So it's a more premium offering than that, and a lot of it comes down to packaging. We'll get into the comparisons of this S3 and the Golf R towards the end of the review. Now, this is a car that's targeted at a young executive, a young guy or woman starting out in their career, have a bit of money, want to splash out on a fancy car, want something performance-oriented. This might be the ticket. Don't think it would be the best choice for a young family. A single young professional or a young couple, this would definitely be the ticket. Great looking car on the outside. You have to hand it to Audi. It really looks dynamic looking, especially when you go for this uprated version, which is called Technic, and it has more standard features. The one you see here has some nice options: 19-inch alloy wheels, red brake calipers. It has LED headlamps instead of the bi-xenons that come standard with the S3, and a few other features I'll get into. So not a big car, but a great car. The way it drives, we'll get to that in a moment as well. Inside, standard Audi fare. So this new Audi S3 is competing with maybe the 2 Series from BMW, the CLA from Mercedes-Benz, and it has an upscale interior. You look at it right away, you notice that it is a premium product. Soft touch materials. You've got these sort of jet air vents so you can move in any direction. Now, one of the pet peeves a lot of people with these screens that are mounted on the dash is they look just like an iPad that's been stuck on the dash. The nice thing is, with Audi, you push a button and that screen folds away. It looks much more polished, and you just hit it again to pop it back up again. You might think that's kind of silly, but you know what? When you're driving at night on a long highway trip and you fold that away, there's less strain on your eyes and opens up your field of vision. The car also comes with these beautifully bolstered S3 seats, the nice flat bottom steering wheel. It has the new MMI controller that's in the middle here, which is different. I have an Audi that has the older version, and this one is a variation on the same thing and takes absolutely no time to learn compared to the old one. You just toggle the switches back and forth depending on what you need. And in the center, the wheel also is a trackpad. So I'll type in here A-N D, R, and you can look for things on the screen like navigation destinations and also phone contacts. So that's something we're seeing in more and more cars. Now, this isn't a big car. The back seat really is quite tight. Sure, you could use it for family if you wanted to, but really not a lot of room back there. So a compact car on the inside and on the outside, which makes it a lot of fun to drive. I want you to think about something for a second. This car has 290 horsepower and 280 foot-pounds of torque from a 2-liter direct injection turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Think about BMW with, say, their 335. That is 300 horsepower from a turbocharged inline 6-cylinder. We've come so far with small engine development, and this car gives you all the power you need, the torque you need, but in a lighter package. Now, I will warn you, if you utilize all that power, the fuel consumption definitely suffers. I've been shooting today, driving quite aggressively, and I'm getting 20 liters per 100 kilometers. That's horrible. Now, on the flip side, when you drive it gently, cruising on the highway, you can easily get 10 liters per 100 kilometers. So if you like the power and you use the power, expect to pay for the power. Now let's talk about the differences between the Golf R that this S3 is based on and this car. The most notable is the fact that the S3 is not available with a manual transmission where the Golf R is. Now, this dual clutch box is very good, lightning quick when you want it to be. And the one thing I like about Audi is the configuration of the shifter. If you want to drive along in a sedate manner and then you want to go to sport, you just slide it down and you can pass quickly and then slide it back maybe to save some fuel. So that's good. You also also have Drive Select. You can change the configuration, the weight of the steering, the responsiveness of the throttle, and the crispness of the transmission. So that's all good stuff. But you know what? The Golf R has that as well. I will say though, driving this, I had a chance to drive the Golf R several weeks ago on the track. I'm not doing that today with this S3, but I noticed that that car really was softer than the base setup for this particular model. So it does have a different feel than the Golf R, but you have to decide whether you think it's worth the extra money. The steering ratio feels a little bit quicker. I do notice that, but I have to do this on memory. I haven't had a chance to drive them back to back, and the exhaust note sounds great as well. I love the size of this car. This is a car you can just nip and tuck in and out of traffic. You point it, you place it, it does everything effortlessly, so I really do enjoy driving it. Now, one thing I didn't mention when I was talking about the inside is the navigation screen is smaller than the available one on the Golf R. You can get an 8-inch screen with that car, and you don't get 8 inches with this car. Once again, got to think about the price and what's in it for you. Now, one interesting thing, the Golf R is rated at 292 horsepower. This car is rated at 290. I almost guarantee they're exactly the same, but there's some slight difference there. I don't know why. This car's quick. You can make a run to 100 kilometers an hour in 4.9 seconds. That's pretty exciting for such a compact car. Now, this car does feel different than the Golf R. It has what I think is a stiffer suspension and a slightly sharper steering ratio, but at the core, underneath, and what's driving it is the same engine, same all-wheel drive system, same platform, but in an Audi execution, and you pay for that execution. The base S3 is over $46,000. The base Technic version is almost $49,000, and the car that you see here is over $52,000 with the LED headlamps, the 19-inch wheels, the red calipers, and so on. So it's an expensive version of pretty much the same product. So you have to decide whether you think that having the 4 rings on the front and a slightly different interior and no hatchback is worth the extra money. There's no getting around it though. The way this one looks in red is pretty dynamite. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe. If you'd like to watch a review of the Volkswagen Golf R, click the picture on the left.